guys, and here we are on Cheriton. If you guys remember last video, I renamed the city to Cheriton, and if you guys remember what we did last video is we basically did a bunch of cleaning up. I tried to clean up all the roads and stuff like that, and I think for the most part I am really proud on how this turned out. Instead of having that weird wide road kind of length thing, I replaced that with 2 lanes, and I decided to do some of these Pittsburgh houses with mobile homes in between them, and kind of hid the mobile homes in between the alleys, which I think looks way better than I still have some of the Chicago homes, so don't worry, those are still, some of them are still there, but for the most part it is pretty hidden. And then I just kind of fixed up some of the roads and fixed up some of these blocks. Now I do want to replace these with Chicago homes and replace these with, maybe I'll do the double lane thing again because that fits perfectly. But yeah, I think other than like a few other cleaning things, I think I'm done like cleaning up this area. I think for today what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill this hole in. That sounds bad out of context, but all I'm trying to say is I think for today we gotta start planning out an area, because the problem is these lakes are really gonna get in the way and really gonna infiltrate and really restrict a lot of our access in between. So I think what we should do, at least for the first order of business, is I'm gonna take these the 4-lane main road that I have, and I'm actually just gonna extend this down to the bottom of here, because I realized that we don't have many arterials. Now sadly it's gonna kind of hurt the these homes. Sadly, like, these homes are gonna have to go. It's only a few, so I don't feel that bad about it. I'm also just gonna remove the zoning just to be safe, because I don't want anyone spawning. Another thing is the cemetery. I'm gonna have to move this, sadly. It kind of fit perfectly right here. Well, no, I can't move it because I have all this custom parking, don't I? Maybe I just don't keep this an arterial and I make this a roundabout instead. No, you know what? That actually is very fitting. That is a very fitting roundabout right there. The one thing is the sidewalk kind of goes in here a little bit. Another thing is I just realized I didn't fix the parking on this area, but I think that's because I was mainly focused on the downtown. But if I bring the parking, I'm gonna anarchy this, sadly. But I'm not gonna put parking here because, bicycle lanes here, because I kind of want to add all these cars can go into parking, and then I'm just gonna bring it up there just so it's all the way in lengthwise. Another thing is I might just put some bicycle parking maybe here, just on the route, just so people, people who want to bike to the cemetery and just visit their loved one instead of driving, they have that option. So yeah. Another thing is I did a lot of biking infrastructure last episode, so I'm gonna put some near here, and then you know what, there's a back entrance right here, so I'm gonna put quite a bit over here, just near the back entrance, just so you can walk in instead of doing it. But I'm just gonna put here in case you want to go into the parking lot or whatever. So yeah, I did have to get rid of those streets, sadly, but I want to see if I can just edge this a little bit just to make the sidewalk look more. No, okay, so it's not gonna fit, but that's fine. We have the arterial though, so this arterial is now gonna actually more of a main road, which is kind of what I wanted. The only reason is because I'm gonna actually extend this arterial to go all the way to the left here. Now I haven't bought this tile, and the reason is if you buy tiles in this game, there is a tile upkeep. I believe the first tile you buy, there's no tile upkeep. I could be wrong on that. Let me see real quick. If I buy one, okay, no, there is a tile upkeep. I thought there was like a 1 freebie, but apparently not. So yeah, basically, as you can see, if I buy this tile, $20,000 a month, it's gonna cost an extra $20,000 a month to have that tile upkeep. This might be really good because we got like some fish population, buildable area. Okay. For the most part though, I don't think I'm gonna buy any tiles yet, but I am gonna extend this road all the way to the left, just so we can extend the houses. Instead of having to go across the river, we could also go left to the arterial instead of going right to the arterial. Now this is going to be an arterial as well, as you just saw. I just put that as an arterial, but I also have this giant arterial around the side. So the collectors, I'm just trying to think. So these are collectors, right, which take the roads that the houses are on. So these are residential roads, right? And these are collectors. These, like, and the alleyways are also residential roads. These collectors go down Main Street and stuff like that. The problem is most of my commercial and stuff like that are on a collector and not on an arterial, when typically in life you would see them on arterials. You typically see downtown. So you don't, like, it's not common. It's not always the case, but you would typically see it. I'm also just gonna make this go right constantly, just so, because if you're going down here, you want to go continue right? I feel like that makes sense. I'm also just gonna make this go right as well. Like, that might be a rough choice. No, actually, no, I won't do that, only because if you want to turn right here, you need to go in the roundabout, then I'm just gonna allow that to happen. Another thing is, I'm gonna change this direction to go from right to left, because I think it might work. Yeah, I think it might work better. Now, I don't think that bugs any of the housing zoning, which should be fine. So yeah, I think that is better overall. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm also just gonna take the current bicycle lanes, and I'm just gonna drag it down this arterial. And I'm also just gonna drag it down to across the bridge as well. Just because if you want to go across the bridge, there's nothing over here, but the reason I put this road is kind of like a blueprint for when I want to extend over here. It just, you know, it's kind of fitting. But anyways, yeah, so I kind of want to extend this road right here to all the way to basically the end of the arterial, so they connect right there. And then I kind of want to take this arterial and go it along the path, so we could just speed run through this real quick. So basically, I decided with this arterial, instead of putting bike paths, which I felt like weren't super needed, I decided to put grass and trees, because I feel like more often than not on an arterial this important, you'll more see grass and trees, especially with the median. The bike doesn't really make that sense, and I might do it with this one as well. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm not sure. I just basically extended this road outwards. And then basically on this arterial, since this would be a busy area, I did put like an individual bike path if you wanted that. I feel like it makes more sense, and it just fits the space, and just so you can get back and forth without having to go on the road and blocking traffic. So it kind of feels more, I don't know, lively, and just makes a lot more sense. What I'm gonna do real quick as well, just while I'm at it, I think it said those are the bigger ones. I kind of want to add just a bunch of bushes along the bike path, just so they have like kind of a blockade from the traffic, so they can kind of experience it, like, you know, kind of nicely experience it without having to worry about all the traffic. And also, not only that, it kind of fills in the space. Makes a lot of sense. I could put a hedge. No, but I guess the bushes make more sense. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I think the bushes make more sense, and I'm basically just gonna turn this more into some residential zoning. I think for the most part it should make sense. I'm gonna try and line it up with these houses just so it doesn't look ugly, but I want to see if I can fit the zoning to go along with the bike paths as well. Oh wait, this one can be shorter because you can't put zoning on a bike path, so the zoning on the said bike path isn't gonna work. So what I could do is I could really shorten this up to do 4. So like around here instead, which I need to make sure this is 90 degrees. And then, yeah. Okay, and then basically I'm gonna take this as like a blueprint, I guess, to see how big it would be. And as you can see, it's gonna slightly go on to the path. So I need to bring this road back just a slight bit more. And I'm using these tiles, as you can see, these zoning tiles, as kind of a reference point to see And basically what I'm gonna do is, actually, you know what I might do, which might even be better, is I might just like, I might go down and grab these small pedestrian streets, this little pedestrian street. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this and forget the whole zoning very close to the bike path. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna try and put it as close as I can. So go right here and now have 90-degree. Boom. That didn't even, what the heck? Oh, what the heck? Okay, I don't know why that didn't show up. Maybe I need to do it here. Oh, that's why. Okay, so this one's getting really stretched, I think, because of it. So I might need to push this back just a little tad, just because I think, yeah, so that's the problem, is they need to be pushed back because cars can technically go on the street. So I think it just needs to be pushed back so it's more of a, for the road to actually make sense. Even if I have anarchy on and I technically can do it, I don't want to have this whole thing bugged. And I also don't want any crosswalks here. So this allows people, so it's one way for cars, so you can only go this way for cars, but pedestrians can go either way, so it's kind of more fitting. Another thing is I will just add more bushes here again to kind of distinguish the bike path, because the bike path is kind of like also a scenic path. Like I'm not trying to kind of surround it with homes, so it looks more scenic that way, having that bike path kind of be separate from the pedestrian path. So there's, you know, so you can just kind of relax and take a bike down the street. Basically, the reason I did this is because I was thinking of having homes on the pedestrian street like this, especially ones without garages, because that's just gonna, obviously you can't really have garages on that. So I'm gonna remove all the zoning from the side streets. At least for this one, I think I can zone this in normally with the Midwestern low, and it should be only 4, I believe. So I'm just gonna do this actually. I'm imagining these are gonna be all on the pedestrian paths. I also want to encourage walking in this city compared to other ideas. So walking and biking are going to be like primary modes of transportation rather than other ones. So this allows people to instead of biking on the roads, bike here, and also can walk on these paths, which I think would be very beautiful and very fitting. Now I think that works. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to zone the rest of this, and I might need to move these just so I can fit maybe 1 or 2 extra homes, but I'm just going to let the zoning go in just to bring down the demand a little bit. And I think for the most part, that looks nice in my opinion. I am going to move this over here, but I think to have some more kind of row housing would be very fitting. You know what? In fact, wait, I'm actually, row housing kind of fits because row housing has no garages or has no areas for even, to put a car. And I know the other houses don't either, but they also hold more capacity as well. So I can have more population, and I might do the brick ones because they might be fitting here as like an old town resort, I guess. I just want to see. Okay, they do have 1x4. I wasn't sure if there was going to be a 1x4, but I think I'll do that because the medium density, one, I don't have a lot of medium density. There isn't as much over here. There's only a few. And two, it's just fitting, I think. I'm going to remove the ones that are 1x2. I want to have mostly 1x4 if possible. Okay, there we go. Yeah, all 1x4. Perfect. I think that's more fitting as well. Yeah, it just makes more sense to have row homes rather than long homes because, like, these homes are gonna, they're more if you have cars. These ones are more if you're walking, right? And it actually doesn't look that bad. I thought like the northeastern ones were not that good, but I think it's like some of the brick ones look not good in my opinion. Or is it the southwestern ones I had earlier? I actually don't know which ones I had. Can't remember if it was southwestern or northeast, but I think for the most part, this is also fitting for the arterial because, right, like I'll just get flashbanged real quick. But as you're driving down this road, this is the worst time of day to do this, but as you're driving down this road, right, you're gonna see this nice, you're gonna see like all these nice, beautiful residential homes. You're gonna see this beautiful bike path and this beautiful pedestrian street with all these row homes. So it actually is very visually pleasing to the eye as well. So it's kind of a win-win. makes this arterial feel like a way more of a main attraction than before. I think for the most part we're good. Now I do need a high school, and I only have this elementary school, and the reason I need a high school is because I have more high school students than elementary school students. So what I'm gonna do, I kind of want to have a high school that isn't like super in your face and super nice. I kind of wanted the so there's this Orion Elementary School. There's an Orion High School, but I can't seem to find it. I downloaded it, but I can't seem to find it. So I'm hoping, I don't know, I kind of wanted to use that one, but I guess I can't. This Mars High School seems fitting though. Ooh, wait, this one looks nice. How many students? Only 550, so it's way less than the elementary school that I placed, but it's kind of nice. It's kind of more fitting for the vibe that at least my city is going for. It's kind of bricky, you know, especially if I put some row housing maybe next to it. This does look very nice. You know what, instead of putting row housing next to it, I actually might do commercial signature building or two. When it comes to high school, at least for me, every single lunch I would walk down to, there was a Petro-Canada down, and I used to walk to the gas station to grab snacks. I don't know if that's a common thing in America, at least I did it in Canada, but I think it might be nice to have maybe a gas station. So there's these UK petrol stations. Now, sadly, I can't get the large one yet, which is unfortunate, but the small one, or sorry, the medium one looks kind of nice. I want to see if maybe I can use Find It to see if I can find a gas station or two. Okay, so the EU commercial gas stations I'm also thinking of, and I think these are more fitting. And also, all these residential houses will need a gas station as well. Like, it's a pretty common thing to need a gas station. Okay, then I'll check this out. I want to see if it could fit into the space. It does look nice. Okay, there we go. I think that's fitting. Again, the brick is also fitting. You have a gas station, and you know, you can come here and grab some snacks. Looks like there's a car wash, and there's an auto magic. Oh, there's a repair service here, but it also looks like there's a little store. Yeah, a shop stop where you can buy some groceries and stuff or buy some convenience food and stuff like that. And I think that's super fitting next to this high school, especially the brick. The brick kind of, I didn't even mean for that to happen, but the brick very kind of fits in with each other. This is a little bit of a darker brick, but as you can see, 144 students in this Mars High School already, so that's already kind of fitting. Now, the reason I spent more time on the elementary school than the high school is because the high school is kind of less of an attraction. The elementary school is kind of a main focal point. As you can see, if you're looking at the city, the elementary school kind of serves as a really cool, really architectural piece that kind of fits right behind the main street of downtown. So you have this downtown area, and right behind it you have a main architectural thing. And if you want to park in the elementary school parking lot, you can park there and then go visit downtown. It's more fitting for, I guess, touristy. But for the high school, the main point of it isn't to look nice, but to actually provide the city with more, with more education. So in that instance, I don't mind with it not looking the best. There's no upgrades for this Mars High School, but I don't really care. Another thing is this petrol station has minus 1% import cost, which is nuts, plus 1% attractiveness, and plus 3 well-being within 1.5 kilometers. So 1.5 is actually pretty far if you think about it. You can actually see it with roads if you wanted to. As you can see the meters, right? If you go all the way up to here, that's 1.5. So my entire city is covered with it, even the industrial district, but the industrial district doesn't care about that, so it doesn't really matter. But as you can see, if I go 1.5, right, my entire city, as you can see on that number on the road, is covered by this petrol station. So we got plus 3 well-being on everything in the entire city, which is amazing because it really helps us with our happiness in our overall city. Now, as you can see, our money has gone down, and that's because of education. So the high school actually costs a lot, but the reason I placed it is because we were making 3 grand. Now we're making 1.6, which is still good, but yeah, it's just kind of more fitting, and it makes a lot more sense to have that, especially if I'm in a surplus of money. Now, real quick down here, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put some more of the northeast And the only reason I'm putting this here is just because I basically want to fill in this square. I don't want to have it empty. Now what I might do is I might put a dog park here. I don't know if that would fit, but I do need a couple more parks. Looks like I can't fit a dog park, which is a little unfortunate, but hopefully I can fit like, oh, a wide pocket park. That might fit. Yeah, sure. You know what? That kind of fits. Basically, I'm gonna just do a bunch of detailing here just to kind of fit. And I think it was these buildings, these brick buildings, I'm not a huge fan. Now they look beautiful, it just doesn't fit the vibe of the city that I'm going for. So I'm just gonna delete these. I think the reason I got no brick ones here is because these are 4x. Yeah, these are 4x1, right? So that's why I got none of the dark brick buildings. But basically, I kind of want to turn this into a little like private area. Now we do have this wide pocket park, which people will go into. It is completely functional, but I kind of want to detail this area. So let's just do a quick time lapse. Okay, so basically what I've done here is this park is fully functional. Yes. Everything else is not. A little bit of a shame, but at least looks cool and it looks more fitting. So people will walk into this park, but they won't walk or buy anything. I put some food carts here. I put like an ice cream cart right here. Basically there's crepes, there's poutine, there's a kebab food truck, and I basically just kind of made this look more as a little area where you could sit down and just, you know, have a little outside snack and stuff like that. And then you have all these houses back here. Now luckily I didn't get any of that dark brick houses. There are, looks like these red houses. I think, can I change the color on this or no? I can. I just kind of want to make this a little bit less of a red, I guess. Ooh, Fox Inn Pub. Nice. Yeah, there we go. I kind of want to just make this a little bit more of a dull color. It's a little bit too bright on the eyes, but other than that, looks nice. It looks nice. And they have this whole area to themselves, especially because this park looks pretty popular, which is nice. Now the maintenance will go down, obviously, but I can't really do anything about that at the current moment because I kind of need a park maintenance thing to kind of help out with that. But for the most part, it looks very nice and it looks pretty beautiful. Now we have no parking, sadly, over here for any of this. I think what I might do is I might transform this into a parking area. The only problem is I'm gonna like charge the hell out of parking because again, I want people to bike. Nice parking lot. Maybe I can get like maybe one of these and just attach it to the alley, because then like if it's attached to the alley, I feel like it incentivizes people to park less. Or maybe, yeah, maybe I'll do this one. And basically what I'll do is for here, I'll just attach it so it's basically slightly touching the side of the building, and I'm just gonna charge like 25. Right, I'm just gonna charge the crap out of it. Now people are just gonna decide to park here instead, but that's why God invented bicycle lanes. So it kicks everyone off, and now they're gonna start going on to these alleyways. That is great. That's just what I want. You know what? Whatever. If they want to do that, that's their choice. Basically, I'm providing this with parking because I think these houses deserve parking. Plus, it's on the alley, so it doesn't look that bad. Just real quick, I am gonna take, I think, some oak. Don't think oak would fit. I just kind of want to, oh, maybe I'll do the apple trees. Yeah. So I'm just gonna take some of these apple trees and I'm just gonna kind of block the parking so you don't see it as much. And then I'm gonna take like maybe one more or two more apple trees and just put them there. And then I'm just gonna fill this area with a few more bushes just to block some noise pollution from the actual road. So this isn't really related to what I was doing earlier, but whatever. I don't want to make this look like I just planted a bunch of random trees. But yeah, I think for the most part that looks good. People can still park down there if need be. Looks like there's 3 cars down there, but that should provide to most of the downtown if needed. If you guys have ever visited Banff, Canada, or Canmore, Canada, they have these kind of parking areas kind of underground, or they kind of have it on an alleyway. So it's basically completely hidden from the main road. So when you're walking down the main pedestrian streets and stuff like that, you see no cars whatsoever because all the parking is paid and it's underground. So it's a really inconvenient place to park, considering that Canmore and Banff, or at least Banff, is in a public it's in a national park. So if you park on the side of the street, they will fine you. So it's kind of, yeah, it kind of incentivizes to hide all the cars to have a clean walking street so you don't feel like you're gonna get hit or anything. It kind of works. Now, I think for the most part, for the rest of this episode, before I end it here, I'm just gonna try and basically fill in all this pedestrians, or all this residential area. Fires are happening. The high school's on fire. Oh my gosh, wait, cut the time lapse. High school's on fire. What the heck? Oh my gosh, the petrol station's on fire. Guys. Holy crap. Put it out, put it out.
I got you, fam.
Oh my gosh, wait. Fire engine's here, come on. Oh my gosh. Holy crap, dude. I didn't even see that. The petrol station was on fire. Also, I didn't even notice this, but the high school perfectly aligns with the petrol station. I just realized how beautiful that looks. So, time-lapse is now finished. There are these no pedestrian bugs. It's because I moved the houses down a little bit so I could fit a couple more. I'll probably... I think it's just to reload and it will fix. I'm not 100% sure. But for the most part, as you can see, I've kind of built these more, yeah, so some of these more blocks, which I think are fitting. What I'm going to do right here, though, just before ending the video, is I'm going to take these, I'm going to take a bike path, and I'm just going to extend it down here, and then I'm just going to do it on the same for this road as well. Because, again, having a bike path down, now that's going to be asymmetrical, and that's going to really annoy the crap out of me. There we go. That's better. That's what I need. I just need to be straight. It doesn't need to be aligned with this one, but at least that one's straight. No crosswalks. I don't want any crosswalks. But now you have the option to bike behind all your friends' houses or whatever if you want, or you can go on the scenic bike path. That works as well. But as you can see, as you're going down this path, you are going to see the row housing, but as you go left and go behind, you're going to see more of the, you know, more of some of those Pittsburgh style homes, which is actually more for population. These are more for looks. They hold population, but the row housing is more just to look nice. But these are actually to hold population. Another thing I might do now I think about it is if I wanted to. Also, I don't know why I put these here. I could get rid of this alley and put the Pittsburgh style homes. You know what I might do? Is I might completely, you know what, we'll do this real quick. Let's just do one last time lapse, and I'll do this real quick, just to see if this would look nicer. Oh, tiny town. Sorry, cut the time lapse, I guess. Tiny town. Let's go. Get a bunch of new, nice, beautiful residents and stuff like that. Even get a steakhouse, everything beautiful. Anyways, all basically what I was trying to do is I was trying to add some of the new, I'll try and delete that one. Yeah, I kind of want the 1x4s. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm putting the same row housing and I have no electricity. Wow, where did that come from? Honestly, I'm surprised it lasts this long, but these two wind turbines, I guess, can't hold up as much anymore. 0 to 2.5. Is that worth it, though? How much are these? If I put another wind turbine down, how much would I be getting out of that? 0 to 4. It might be worth it just to upgrade them. These are 17,000, though, so maybe it would be worth it. Oh, no, those are the small ones. This is 25. Maybe it is worth it, then. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's do it. I'm gonna go underground, and I'm just gonna connect it through underground passage. I'm gonna see if that works. Tries to lighten the load off the other ones, because I think maybe having a battery on these guys might be better. Nah, I'm not sure, but for now, that's just gonna be a good fix. Now, some of these say there's no pedestrian access. That's not true. I don't know why, but whatever. I'm just gonna deal with it. Anyways, basically what I was just trying to say is I'm having this the small pedestrian street go behind it, so you can either walk on either one. And I think it looks so beautiful having that there. It just looks so nice having a pedestrian street that's able to walk on it. And then we even have the wide pedestrian street for all the commercial stuff here. I don't know, for the most part, I think it looks really beautiful having all that there. And also, sorry, right here, oh, water. Looks like water is also gonna be overflown. Looks like the water tower can't keep up all this. So let me see, we could have a water pumping station. We are pumping sewage though at the same time, so I'm not sure if that's a smart idea. I just don't want to accidentally pump the sewage. Is there any water infrastructure? There is here, but those are technically on the highway. Technically is here. Does this provide? No, it just provides noise pollution. So we could just pump water. We could pump groundwater right here. Just for now. It's a temporary solution and it's away from any houses. So I think for now, this actually is kind of fitting. And also provides a few more jobs, even though we don't really need jobs right now. The unemployment is pretty low. Another thing is we got communication. So we got postal offices and stuff like that. So that is going to bring our happiness down because we have terrible postal services. Because, you know, we just unlocked it. But if I basically just go quickly to the Midwestern Low. Oh, wait, the zoning is kind of messed up. I kind of want to take it off any of the side streets and stuff like that. But if I go to the Midwestern Low and just put those there, it gets rid of all the mobile homes. So we no longer have a demand. We do have these mobile homes, which I think fit again because they're on the alley. But here, having the Midwestern face it more Midwestern, it just feels more on the collector. It just feels more beautiful. And also kind of hides the mobile homes from the main arterial, which is kind of, you know, the whole point. So now if you're going down this arterial, not only do you see homes right here, you see homes here, pedestrian street, bike paths, and it just looks more beautiful. Sadly, if you do live on this street, it's right connected to the arterial compared to this, which is connected to a pedestrian path. So that's a little upsetting, but I don't see a workaround only because these homes also need a path behind it. So I don't know, maybe in the future I'll change that. For the most part, I think it looks good. And yeah, we have no low residential demand, so these are going to be slowly filling in. They're not going to fill in immediately because we have none. But like I said, like the end of the last two episodes, I'm going to just time-lapse here. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.